Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Finally Joe is here. He's never late, but he's the one that set us back late today. It's crazy. You know, he comes back to the Premier League, all of a sudden he acts like a celebrity. Anyway, we're here, people. We're here. You get me? Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. If you're watching this right now or on the replay, we are approaching 57.7k. The road to 58k continues before we get to the 60k, inshallah. Big up to all of you guys. And let me introduce today's panelists, aka the frauds. Joining me first and foremost, the bald bastard who's the reason why we're late. Leeds are getting relegated. Every minute equal one Leeds point dropped. Not like Joe is in the building. How do you, Joe, mate?
I'm good, mate. Thank you. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's got that Premier League flex going in me, Annie. So I'm like, yo, I'll arrive when I want.
Bro, this guy, big up to you. Big up, Joe. Joining us next to the channel, you get me. He was also late, you know, because he's a fraud. And he doesn't know that as soon as he hops on, could leave the other stream. But he's a fraud. And Madueke is the reason why Arsenal won't sign Eze. Ashraf is in the building. Hi, Ashraf, mate.
First of all, assalamu alaikum to everyone. Hi, everyone. Hope everyone is good.
Assalam.
I wasn't late. I was watching their football terrace, waiting for this fraud to say, guys, I need to leave. Literally sitting like this, doing nothing. And I'm like, the moment he leaves, I'll just click StreamYard. Because what am I going to go sit at the StreamYard backstage and do? Right? I'm like, let me watch the football terrace, see what waffle this Jordanian has to spew on the football terrace, and then call him out on it in this channel. But then, yeah, he comes and pretends like, oh, no, he's late.
I didn't waffle anything.
Hmm.
Nothing I said is waffle. I don't waffle. Anyway, speaking of wafflers, the biggest waffler on YouTube after Igal, and the biggest rage baiter on YouTube after no one, because he by far takes #1 spot. Always here on time, I'll give him credit. Just like Forrest, you know, appeal against Crystal Palace got accepted right on time as soon as they won the Community Shield. Man, like Wolfie is the building. How do you Wolfie, mate?
Salam. What you boys saying? We gotta be gentle on Joe today, man. Gotta be gentle on Joe.
Why?
Why?
From
DCL.
yesterday when we spoke to now, man, we got Calvert-Lewin. That's it, boy. We're flying, man.
Joe had a short list of 2 players he would say no to. Summer window. 50% of that short list was Calvert-Lewin. The other person is so shit, I can't remember who it was, but it was Traore. That was it, wasn't it? So Joe's Lewis of I will not take was Calvert-Lewin and Traore. Maybe you get Traore now, bro.
Interesting.
I don't know
Joe has been exposed because this guy was messaging me Calvert-Lewin gifs today. So he's been playing both sides. Thank you, Mr. Wolfie, for exposing this fraud.
That's what
This
I'm here for.
fraud. He was sending me Dominic Calvert-Lewin gifs on WhatsApp. I'm like, bro, what's going on? And then
Wait,
he's
is
like,
it GIFs or
he's
gifts? I've never known. Seriously,
But
is it
to be
GIFs?
fair,
It's GIFs, apparently.
Joe
Is
is a
it?
passion merchant. So like he will just back it until it's mid-season and Calvert-Lewin has like 3 goals and 15 appearances. And then he's gonna come here and go like, Calvert-Lewin is shit.
I'll be like,
I told you all he's shit.
Wait, Joe, what's that celebration thing all about?
Oh, so another content creator has like mocked the signing. So I said, okay, then because we don't really get on, so I just said, okay, so every time he scores, I'm going to do that celebration. Because someone caught him in 4K reacting like this. Oh my God, I can't
Yeah, that's
believe
what I
it.
saw.
So I thought, right, okay, well, I'm gonna do that when he scores.
Do you think you're gonna need to do it?
So many times.
Look at this gaslighter. Anyway, look. Big up to all of you guys locked in. Please, guys, you always message me. Where can I find this guy? Where can I find that guy? Forest Fan TV in the description. Go subscribe. Ashraf Talks Football in the description. Go subscribe. Just Joe Football Show in the description. Go subscribe to every single one of these frauds. All the links are in the description. Let's go. Anyway, speaking of links in the description, speaking of all this, Isak situation unfolding.
Oh, please, no.
Liverpool signing game. Oh, please, no. Yeah, let's talk about Sunderland's business. So we only have 100 people.
I would rather. It's at least different, man.
No, we're going to talk about Liverpool first today.
I can't be started like Calvert-Lewin. At least that's a fresh signing, fresh name to talk about. Like
Habibi, wait. Habibi, can you relax? Leeds next week will be a hot topic. You see, I'm planning. You don't understand the tactics because Leeds play
Why?
Arsenal
Because
game
Arsenal.
week 2. Yes. So see, next week we're gonna cook about Leeds. Yeah, let me cook now. This is the biggest transfer.
Fine,
in
let's
my
talk about fucking Isak.
Yeah, let's talk about Isak and Guehi. You get me? Because Mr. Ashraf Talks Football was talking about Liverpool's defensive worries. So Liverpool are going to sign Guehi and Leoni. So talk to me, brother.
Wait. Just remind me, I have goldfish memory. My wife keeps telling me this as well. What did I say about Liverpool's defenses?
You're married, mashallah?
I have a daughter as well. What do you mean?
Mashallah,
You know
I
this.
never knew this. Why don't you tell me this stuff?
Only you.
You know this.
Only you waiting,
Yes.
brother.
Yeah. I've
Am I
literally
the
said
only
this
one that
before.
isn't married on this panel?
No, I'm not married,
Yes.
bro.
Oh, okay, Joe, there as
Oh,
well.
let's go.
You're the only
Same.
one without kids.
I have kids, yeah, but I'm not married.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're the
I'm
only
on-
one without kids, Hussam.
Oh, fair.
I wouldn't smile, bro. Like that says something about your looks more than anything else. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah. It's YouTube, man.
He's
YouTube's
like
ahead of
giving
the
it
game.
the fist up and everything like that.
I need to start Project Mbappe soon, honestly. I'm not trying. I'm trying to do YouTube for like 10 years and then get out of this game. Once my son signed
listen,
for like,
You have a
once
better
my
chance
son
of
signed for like
find,
Liverpool gets 400 grand a week, I'm not retire.
find
Just
yourself
retire.
some. Go to
Hey, 10,
Brazil.
15
bro.
years from now,
Tell me
the
some kind of
salaries are going to
Arab-
be ridiculous in football. You get me? My son going to be earning 400 grand a week and be like, wire transfer, habibi. Yalla, every
Yeah,
week,
and
wire
then
transfer.
you're gonna have to do videos on him when he has a shit game, man. That'll be absolute box office to watch. man.
Imagine my
He would
son
as well.
having
He'd be
a-
like, "This
Yeah.
Hussam fraud.
Yes.
He's no child of mine."
He does my country the service.
You guys are frauds, okay? My son's a
Watch
baller,
he
gonna
play
be a
for
baller.
Newcastle.
My son's gonna be a
Ah, this
baller,
will be
guys.
funny.
Don't disrespect my
He's a
son's
snake.
like.
He went to Real Madrid.
Wait, are you a baller, Hussam? Like, do you play like when?
When I was growing up, I played all the sports.
Yeah,
The only thing I
you
was-
weren't a
that
baller.
was-
That means you
only-
weren't a baller. Fair enough.
exactly.
There's nothing wrong in that, by the way. There's nothing wrong. I'm just asking.
No, I actually was really good. I was even representing the school in the national competitions in the
No
UAE.
way, the school. That's,
Yeah, I was
that's
representing
that
the whole
level,
school,
man,
bro.
right there, man.
I represented the school in
So
yeah, but
college is that level,
Yeah,
not school, but
ask
school is good
Ashraf.
level.
Yeah,
still.
over here it's different. Yani, it's not like you have academy and shit while you're studying. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
work.
There's no academies here.
I
while you're
represent
doing-
the
Ain't
school.
it?
I represented the
Anyway,
school in
shouldn't-
football, in basketball, and in volleyball.
Ain't
Hussam,
sana,
who's
ain't
the
sana.
greatest-
Ain't sana.
Who's the greatest footballer from? You're from Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Where who's the greatest footballer?
Sam, that's what we're
I would
saying.
say Moussa Tamari, who plays in the French league.
Okay.
Yes.
Who did you say?
Moussa Tamari plays in the French league.
Ah, Tamari. Yeah, correct.
Yo, even Libya
He
have better
scored, he
footballers
scored a
than
goal
me,
against Korea semi-final. Asian Cup got us to the final.
Oh,
Unbelievable
oh.
performance from him, by the way. Anyway, forget Asian football. Let's get back to Premier League football. Hey, Osam, long time no see. Out of Liverpool's last 27 losses, Curtis Jones started 19 of them. Not good start for a non-regular in the team. Thoughts? I think this is the last season for Curtis Jones. Next summer, move to Leeds United is 100% on the table. Leeds, Forest, one of these mid-table clubs, perfect for Curtis Jones. You get me? Just leave me alone. I'm so sick of him having his shirt tucked in, thinking he's fucking Andrea Pirlo. You're shit, mate. The day that he leaves this football club will be a day to celebration.
Well, what's
Anyway,
your
big up
beef
to you,
with him?
Uber.
What's your beef
That's
with
my
him?
thoughts on Curtis Jones. Guys, big up to the Football Terrace for the raid. We have 1,100 people in here. Can we just get the likes up and subscribe to the channel right now, you frauds? 500 likes. Anyway, Mr. Ashraf, Liverpool make defensive signings. Talk to me, brother.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know about this Leoni guy. I don't know if he's good enough or not. Just never heard of him before. But obviously, Guehi is a good signing. I think that strengthens center backs a lot. You don't need to only use him as a squad player. He can actually rotate with Konate. Obviously, rest Van Dijk, which is something we've been saying that Thomas Partey and Zubimendi can do as well. But Hassan decided to have a different opinion back then. But anyways, yeah, look, it's a very good signing. Like I am. Surprised because I thought Guehi wanted more assured game time, which, let's be honest, he would have easily got that at Chelsea. But I think he's made the right move, in my opinion. From a short-term perspective, yeah, you can probably argue he'd be better off at Chelsea because he'd start every game. But I think from a long-term perspective, he will eventually become a starter at Liverpool when Van Dijk leaves or if Konate leaves. And not just that, like he's got, in my opinion, a better chance of winning major trophies and having a bigger impact, and obviously continuously being called up for England by going to Liverpool. So yeah, it's not bad for sure. It strengthens Liverpool's defense. I don't know if you guys need a fourth centre back, because I'm not a big fan of Gomez. I think he's dropped off tremendously the last couple of years, but at least having 3 quality ones is definitely a strong place to be in. You still need to do work, in my opinion, in your left back position, because I don't know what's happening with Robertson and Tsimikas. One of them has to go. In my opinion, I if I were you guys, I'd keep Robertson as backup, not Tsimikas, because I think it's good to have that experience sitting on the bench.
Tsimikas going to Forest.
Yeah, okay, fair. That's a very good move then, because the reality is people really underestimate how important it is to have experience sitting on the bench. Like,
by the way.
When you have a left back who was world class at some point, won all the trophies there is to be won with the club, having him sitting on the bench, not just from a morale perspective, is important, but it's also important in case you need him to come off and add some experience in games that you might need. So it's a good move. I think you guys have moved really well, to be honest. The only position right now left for you guys to finish and strengthen on is that left wing. And even the left wing, I only say it because I don't think Gakpo is bad, but I don't think Gakpo is good enough either. Like he's at a mid-level, in my opinion. Like Gakpo last season, a lot of Liverpool fans would say, amazing season. He had 13 GA, or 14 GA. That's 2 more than Martinelli. And Martinelli played less games, if I'm not wrong. So you definitely need to upgrade on your left wing, in my opinion. But outside that, your squad seems almost complete.
Wolfie,
Yeah, but I don't think they need to if you get Isak. I would honestly Ekitike on the left. I've been saying it for months.
And Gakpo's good.
He will
No, but that's not possible. What do you mean? Sam told us he doesn't play on the left, so they need
No,
him.
he doesn't. I don't think he will.
I remember he said those two can't play on the same team together and everything as well.
Yeah,
So.
Ekitike is holding bench 100%. I stick by my opinion.
Wait, so you would play Gakpo ahead of Ekitike?
First of all, it's Gakpo, not Gakpo, because he's not a bad player. That's number one. Remember, he scored in all the big games as well last season, because he scored against City, he scored against Madrid. He did his thing. He did his thing. So yeah, I don't think Cody Gakpo was a bad player at all. I'd rather play a natural left winger on the left.
Yeah, but Ekitike coming in from that left-hand side, man, it works.
Isak will drift to the left.
Still on vibes.
Target striker.
Is Rodrigo going nowhere now? Is that off?
Well, funny
He's
you should
going
mention that, Joseph. I've just seen a report to say he wants a new challenge.
Joseph.
Yeah,
No.
I was talking formal, innit? I was talking formal.
Is Joe's real name Joseph? That's your name?
No, it's just Joe, but I don't mind Joseph, but no, it's Joe. It's just Joe.
Fair.
Just
I'm
Joe.
short for Joseph, isn't it?
Yeah, but my name's just Joe, though.
Yeah, no, but I was doing like the
formal
announcement,
Like the corporate.
That's what
You know, I've realized something with Wolfie. He tries every week to rage Joe every single time.
That wasn't
Joe
rage,
is the one
man. I was
person.
making.
Yeah, I didn't.
You want to
seem
know
right.
why?
He
I
didn't
realized
actually-
this. I realized, Ashraf, you'll get what I'm about to say, because Joe's non-Arab. So he's the only one who's not Arab on the show. So he knows that he's not really, like, he doesn't get angry like me and you. So he tries slowly to
That sounds
Joe,
racist.
poke him
That
and
sounds
poke him. just to get him angry, and you try every time, huh?
Bro, that does sound racist.
I'm
man.
glad you
Anyway,
mentioned
Wolf
that,
is like, I
Joseph.
don't know how, but somewhere in that conversation there was racism.
Yeah.
There
I
was no
feel I
racism,
can
okay?
smell the
Arabs
stench
are
of it,
angry
innit?
people. It's not racism.
Anyway,
Yeah, I
anyway,
watch Tell Hour. I know what you guys are like, man. It's funny.
there you go.
Alawa, I love it. Alawa.
Yeah. El Hour.
Anyway, listen, it's coming from some guy called Jack, who's the Daily Mail Northern reporter. Rodrigo is thought to want a fresh challenge away from the Bernabeu. And the Man City fans are the ones getting excited off the back of that. FYI. Jack, I now say his name, Goen. Oh, I'm following him. Why the hell am I following him? But yeah, so that's
Liverpool,
that's your
Mr.
question,
Wolfie.
Jay. Huh?
Hello, Wolfie. Liverpool.
Hi.
Hello.
What about him?
The same question that I asked Ashraf. I hate when Wolfie does this. He acts like he can't speak on football anymore. Like, I've got to ask him like a proper question with like meaning and stuff.
We just pivoted towards Rodrigo, and now
I'm not pivoting towards shit. This is the Liverpool section. Ain't no City fan here.
All
So
right,
back to
let's
him.
talk about Liverpool. Fine. Like you have, I agree with what Ashraf said. minus the left side. I do agree with Ashraf again on that. I think that could do us some strengthening. But the facts of the matter now is you go into this league and this season in a different position to what you went into it this time last year. Obviously, as champions, which brings the pressure and the expectation. I am intrigued to watch to see how Slot deals with that, because this will be another element we get to see to his game. We get to see if he has it or if he doesn't have it. I really want to see if Forest aren't involved in the title race. Inshallah, we will be. I want to see a tight head-to-head battle with 2 or 3 teams, and I want to see how these managers cope under pressure. Because whether or not you're going to agree with me, Hussam, or not, you were not under pressure for the last 3, maybe 4 months of the season last year. I want to see, can he do it with a Pep breathing down his neck, or can he chase a Pep breathing down his neck? Can he do the thing, a couple of years ago when if Liverpool kicked off at 2 p.m. on a Sunday, the pressure was on Man City kicking off at 4:30, or if Man City...
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? I want to see that, man. I want to see proper race. Last season, the title was dead. The relegation battle was dead. The season, man, we were filling air with nothing. You know what I'm saying? I want a tight race the whole way through. And I want to see, can Slot come out the other side and win in that kind of situation? Now, by me saying this, it doesn't mean I don't think he can. I think he can, but if it's Pep, if he's up against Pep, that's the big one. If Man City aren't in that 2 versus 4 p.m. title race, if he's up against an Arteta, I don't think that's much pressure. But up against a Pep, I mean, it could be interesting.
Joe, who's the villain, Isak or Newcastle?
Isak.
Fuck off.
Isak. Every day of the week. Come on, man. You
I'm
can't
so
be
disappointed in you, Joe.
I'm sorry, man. Come on. He's a player, man. Listen,
everyone else from yesterday's show and clearly today's show as well, including Joe,
and yesterday,
are saying something. Yeah, that's what I said yesterday and today. Maybe we should just let it go and understand.
No, just because
I'm the
a lot
only
of
one
people
wrong.
agree with someone doesn't mean that they're right. Let me not remind you who.
That's not
let
what
me
I
not
said.
remind you who the world agreed with 100 years ago, brother.
That's not what I said. I said when everyone else. It's not like somebody agreed with you.
Yeah, let's
literally
not go there.
nobody agreed with you. Everyone else is saying you're wrong.
How many
Maybe
people
you
in
are
Germany
wrong.
100 years ago agreed with a
Let
certain
Joe
amount of
say
mustache?
why. Let Joe say why. Let Joe say why, and then rebuttal him.
Because a lot of people agree with each other, don't mean
Then
that they're
rebuttal him. Okay, let Joe say why, and then rebuttal him,
Go ahead. Why
and
is
then he'll
Isak
slap
the
you down.
well, despite the fact that he told Newcastle a long time ago, find the
Yeah, but that's all hearsay. We don't know these facts. We don't
do.
know that
That's
fact.
what Melissa Reddy said. That's what
Who?
Ornstein said.
Yeah,
Melissa
that doesn't
Reddy,
make it
Ornstein,
fact.
Craig Hope.
Craig Hope, no
He's
hope.
just
I don't
chucking
care.
names at you, Joe. Don't listen to him.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. It doesn't matter, does it? At the end, look, put yourself in a Newcastle fan's shoes. If this was happening, and everyone will go, well, it did happen. Yeah, and how did you feel at that time? My point is, it's not acceptable the way that it's going on. This stupidity of like, I'm moving out of my place and all that sort of stuff. I don't get it. I don't believe all this civil war crap as well. I think people are just getting clicks on websites and all this sort of stuff. At the end of the day, it looks like this moment in time, even though I didn't think he would go, that he's probably going to get his way, isn't he? He is probably going to get his way. So it is what it is. So we move. What's that say? Dab_O says shit tats. Show me yours then, bro. Show me yours. These are bought and paid for, you gimp. Sorry.
What did he say?
Shit tats. Never seen
tats.
shit tats. Never seen shit tats.
Oh,
But anyway,
tats, like tattoos.
tats.
Yeah.
Tattoos. But yeah, listen, Isak, if he goes, he goes. If he doesn't, he will play again. This whole thing of, I will never play for this football.
That's not
club
what he told
again.
Newcastle, though.
Huh?
That's not what he told Newcastle. He told Newcastle, I ain't going to play. I'm going to sit in
but
the reserves
do you
all
actually
season.
believe that?
Yes.
So let's say 2nd of September, he's still a Newcastle player. We're not going to see another clip of Isak until international duty or next season. Is that what you're trying to say? It's not going to happen, man.
I do think that he's going to go ahead with what he said because he's given them enough time to find the replacement. Every time a Newcastle journalist opens his mouth, he keeps talking about replacement. And according to the reports, he told them 2.5 months ago, I want to leave. Have Sweden even qualified to the World Cup? Let me check.
No, someone said no. Someone isn't at the World
Wait.
Cup.
Teams
It won't,
qualified.
it won't
for
happen,
the World
man.
Cup.
It genuinely it won't happen. Because what's he going to do? Just not exist, and then surely there'll be something that says if a player
I love the fact
refuses-
out of all the qualified teams, fucking Jordan are there. From like the 10 teams that qualified. My country is actually one of the first countries on the planet to qualify.
Love
Wait,
that.
so the European qualifications, they haven't even completed yet. Let
Oh,
me
well,
check.
there you go.
Anyway,
No,
let him
man,
At
finish
this
his
yeah.
point.
point, the whole world is in the World Cup with this new format.
Yeah,
anyways.
exactly.
Oh,
That's why-
Germany have qualified.
That's why Jordan's there. You know what I mean?
Stop it.
Exactly. The only
Stop
reason they're there.
I can't
my
wait
God,
to see
they're not.
Jordan in World Cup with Hassan, man. You better hold them standards up here, mate.
Bro, they are so shit, man. They are so shit.
You
Oh my
Like,
God, they haven't
do
even.
not represent me. I can
Yeah.
imagine it now.
That's my
They
son
haven't even
out
played
there.
the. They haven't
That
even played
5-0
the
slapping
qualifiers
by
yet. They've got.
Argentina or Brazil or whatever would be amazing.
Wait, they've got. They're in a group with Kosovo, Slovenia, and Switzerland. Sweden, that is.
I
So they
think
haven't
they'll
even
make
went
it.
through the
With
qualification
that group,
process.
they'll make it for sure.
Are you like pushing the conversation away now because you've realized that
Why?
you can't rebuttal Joe? Is that what you're doing here, or are we really talking about international football
and
that
I
no
d-
one cares about?
Sorry, Sean's asked, why do you take what Gyökeres agent said at face value? I haven't even mentioned Gyökeres. I don't even know what you're on about. So I
Mm.
never said that as my base for my argument. So I don't know where that's
Yeah,
come
but you have to agree. No one has showed Joker as the same energy that they're showing Isak now.
from.
What's that?
I don't think
What a
it's
silly argument, bro. We
Again,
mentioned
man,
this yesterday. It's not the same. Like you're intentionally doing false equivalency
Why is
just
it
for the
not the
sake of
same?
splitting your
They
argument.
refused to
It's
turn
not
up
the
to
same.
training. He told them before that I want to leave.
There has been no evidence whatsoever that Newcastle went to Isak and promised him that they will let him go at a certain value or any value for that matter, by the way. I know they're saying 150 now to start a conversation, but there is no evidence to show that Newcastle told Isak, next summer you can leave. Like that makes no sense. Like you're comparing two very different situations.
I think you're just doing this because you're tribal about Arsenal.
No, I'm not. You know, of all people, I don't say things because of tribalism. I actually hate that people bring tribalism into
Victor
football
Joker
debates.
has told Sporting, I'm not going to turn up to training. I'm not going to turn up to preseason. I won't
Because
play
they
again."
went back on their word. They told him,
Yeah,
if a
and
club
guess
meets
what?
this evaluation,
This Isak
we
thing
will let him
didn't
go.
start
And we met
just
the
now.
evaluation and they didn't let him
Isak
go.
wanted a new contract last summer. They refused to give him a new contract. He told them this will be my last season of the club. Everton, match week 38, he told them, according to the reports, find a replacement for me. I want to leave. So how's it different?
Hussam, I'm going to repeat what Mo said yesterday. Because I've worked with you long enough to know you're intelligent enough to not be making stupid arguments. You know the flaw in your own argument, but you're saying it for the sake of the content. Isak asking Newcastle,
I don't say
hey, I
nothing
want
for
to
free.
leave. Isak telling Newcastle, hey, I want to leave. Make sure you find a replacement is not the same thing as your employers telling you we will let you leave as long as the evaluation is met.
Here you go.
Isak could go talk to the wall all he wants. Isak could go talk to the wall all he wants.
They
If
went
the
back on
owners
the
told
contract
him,
they promised him, though.
Wait, hold
again,
on.
I don't know about that. I haven't read about that, so
Ashraf.
I'll read about that. But that's separate
Ashraf.
from leaving.
Let me ask one question. Are you saying Gyökeres was wrong in what he did? Sam.
No, I'm saying that Gyökeres did the same thing that Isak did. I never
Okay.
called out Gyökeres, and I didn't call out Isak.
Okay, so was Gyökeres wrong?
No.
So how this is so like underlines the false equivalency here. then.
So you want to know why Wolfie's saying this? Because Wolfie wanted me to say that Gyökeres is wrong, so he can say.
No, I want to
Do you
prove
think
your
Gyökeres
false
is wrong?
equivalency.
Why do you think that Isak is not wrong?
No,
Yeah, guess
because
what?
I want to prove your
I think
false
neither of
equivalency.
them are wrong, and Ashraf will tell you I didn't chat shit about Trent either. So now what? 1-0 Hussam. Shut your ass up. See how it destroyed you right there?
1-0 for Sam.
See
Oh,
how
you
it
done?
destroyed you
Are
right
you
there?
done? Are you done? So we
Destroyed.
can talk.
Done. 1-0 Hussam in the chat. It's over for this Wolfie guy today.
No. I let you speak. Are you done with your point?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Did Gyökeres say he wants to leave the house? Did Gyökeres Did Gyökeres have an agreement in place? Sorry, I got crisps in my teeth.
What
A
about?
gentleman's agreement in place to leave.
But why are you so set on the gentleman agreement? Because I feel like you're building your whole narrative based on gentleman agreement. Yeah,
Did
but if I go based
Zubimendi
off,
have a gentleman agreement with Liverpool? Something
No.
similar.
I wouldn't say that at all.
No,
No, he
because I
didn't.
remember your reaction to that.
He just changed his opinion a day later. He changed his opinion.
The reason we're talking about gentleman agreement, because we're talking here, this is now a conversation about morals. This isn't a conversation about legality. That's the
Wow,
difference there.
Wolfie. That's quite dramatic. Conversation about morals. Because Isak wants to leave Newcastle United to join Liverpool. A conversation about morals when he told them 2.5 months ago at the
How
minimum
is
that
this
he
not
wants
a
to leave.
conversation
And
about
in
morals?
2.5 months, they have been incapable of signing a replacement. Conversation about morals.
How is this not a conversation about morals?
So guess what? So you're talking about morals. So if Isak was a shit player, would they show him this energy, Mr. Morals? No.
Depends. Would you be trying to snake him out of
That's a lie.
Newcastle? If he
You're
was a
already
shit player?
lying. Because
you
the
be-
Liverpool
would
fans'
you be
reaction
trying
to
to
Trent
snake him out
leaving
of
is not the
Newcastle
same
if
as
he
the
was
Liverpool
shit?
fan reaction to Bobby Clark leaving. So stop it.
Would you be trying to snake him out of Newcastle if he was shit?
That's not the point. You're talking about the moral perspective.
Yes.
Morally, if Isak told
Okay,
them
is it a
find the
legal issue?
replacement-
Is it a legal issue?
For 2.5 months, Newcastle have failed to sign an Isak replacement. That's Newcastle's problem, not Isak's problem.
Is this a legal issue?
Isak
Has
wants
someone
Isak
broken
wants
a
to
law?
leave. Yeah, exactly. Isak wants to leave 3 years before the end of his contract. That's Isak's problem, not Newcastle's problem.
Exactly.
There you go. Let's apply that same logic.
Okay, no problem. That is Isak's problem. But then Isak was
Exactly.
respectful because he's not the villain. He told
No, he
Newcastle,
wasn't
I want to
respectful.
leave. He gave them enough time to sign a replacement. And for 2.5 months, they've been rejected by 11 players.
Doesn't matter. So many players wanted to leave. They don't stop training. They don't throw a tantrum. They don't say, I'm
No
not
one
gonna
has a
play
problem
again.
with Wissa not training at Brentford, by the way.
That's also an issue. Nobody talks about that because nobody gives a shit about Brentford and Wissa. Reality is,
they
you know
told him
this.
he could
You
leave
know,
for 26 million, bro. Don't try that.
Also, let's
You know-
use Ashraf's logic.
oh yeah,
Let
well
me
there
check.
you go. There you go. There you go.
How-
No,
how-
don't jump a thing.
How
Back
many
to
years
Wolfie's
were left on Gyökeres' Sporting contract? Tell us, please.
Wallahi, I don't know. Aqsam billah, I don't know. I'm not even lying.
I'd say for the price you paid for a minimum 2 or 3. Let's not lie.
How again, Hussam? Why do you do this? Why? Honestly, why is it for the content?
Why
Just
do
tell
I
me,
do
then I'll
what?
go along.
I'm calling out your hypocrisy.
How is it hypocrisy when I said the club promised him that they will let him go if we meet the evaluation, or if any club meets that evaluation, and then they went
And
on
guess
their
what? The
word. They went
club
back.
promised
And by the
Isak
way,
that he can
and
leave
by
in
the way, by the way, even then, I'm still saying Gyökeres shouldn't have done what he's done. But this, by the way, and I read
Okay,
this
guess what?
article.
You
It's-
say he should.
No,
I say it's
I read
okay.
the article. I read the article about they went back on their word. Again, it's from the Mirror, so I'm assuming that's where you guys are quoting it from because it's based on yesterday. In the Mirror itself, if you read the article, the club say that the club denied that that's how the discussion went. They denied that the discussion went in a way where like, oh no, we will promise you a contract here and there. So now it's one or the other. Whereas the Gyökeres situation, it wasn't denied. It was clear that the previous
Okay, Isak was promised a contract they did not deliver on. So why are we acting like he's the bad guy here?
again, he's
And
still
also
the
the
bad guy
Mirror
because-
is Craig Hope, who's the Newcastle journalist, brother.
Bro, please.
Wait,
stop.
hold on. What was this contract he was promised that wasn't delivered?
Because
Apparently, I know.
because
I have the
Newcastle lost
article
out
here.
on their sporting director, that Amanda Stavely, because she left. Right, he was promised a new contract with much
Did
improved
she
terms.
promise that? Did she promise
Yeah,
that?
yeah. And then the sporting director basically changed to Eddie Howe's nephew or cousin or whatever the hell, and it's been amateur hour ever since.
Paul Mitchell. It changed to Paul Mitchell.
Yeah, and then after this, for the rest, basically, according to Fabrizio now, Isak has rejected 3 or 4 contract extensions, and he wants to leave.
Okay, so that's his fault then. They offered him contracts. There you go. They offered him 3 contracts. So how did they go back on their word?
Wait, Ashraf. The question is, they don't need to offer it. The point is, they don't need to offer him a contract.
He's got 3 years left.
He's
Exactly.
got 3 years left.
You signed a 6-year contract. By the way, guys, remember, those who are old enough will remember this.
How are you
Right?
guys?
You don't even have,
all
you don't
saying
even have
that
to be one second, Sam. You don't have to be that
Are
old.
you
to
all
remember this.
exonerating Newcastle from
10
any
years
fault?
ago, 10 years
When
ago.
did we
was it-
exonerate Newcastle?
One sec, guys. Guys, you know how this can actually end if Newcastle are serious about what they're trying to, because Newcastle, unlike the beginning of the window, are now finally making good moves. They signed Malik Diaw from AC Milan, obviously Elanga. I think they're also signing
Jacob
another player they linked to
Ramsey.
it. Jacob Ramsey from Villa. So now it looks a lot better.
Ramsdale.
You know how this could end if Newcastle are
Ramsdale.
serious about it. 10 years ago, or 12 years ago, I don't know if you guys remember the Tevez City situation, where he refused to come off the bench against Bayern. He said, I'm not going to come. They punished him, made him train with the kids. For a whole year, he didn't play football, lost his form. And next season, came back and played not every single game, but played majority of the games and was top scorer for them. If Newcastle are smart, they'll say,
Did you say?
Carlos Tevez, when he was with Man City, refused to come off the bench against
Mancini,
Bayern.
the Mancini thing, yeah.
With Man City, they told him, bro, you know what? Go sit and freaking rot on the bench. You're going to play with the academy the whole year. And next year, like a disciplined employee, went and played every game or most games and was top scorer for them, where I don't know if they won the league that season or they came second, but he played every game and he scored. Or he played a lot of games and was top scorer. I was one of the top scorers. I can't remember. That's how Newcastle should move. Bro, you can cry and say you're not going to play all you want. You're either going to freaking stay and play games, or they give us the 150 or how much ever they want.
Also, don't forget Rooney
and then
was
we
a
let you go.
similar situation, wasn't he? I think Rooney
with Ferguson.
Didn't think they had.
You
the
guys are all
ambition.
bringing up examples at elite clubs versus Isak literally wanted
This
to leave
happened in
Okay.
2011 or 2012.
Oh, okay.
City were not an elite club then.
How about
They
I give you
weren't-
another
but they were-
example?
They
How about
were
I give you
at
another
least
example?
there.
Do you remember Pierre Van Hooijdonk?
We spoke about this yesterday.
Yeah. Pierre Van Hooijdonk.
Yeah.
He went on strike because Kevin Campbell got sold. And I think Colin Cooper was the other one that got sold. He went on strike. Forest stopped him being paid and said, you ain't leaving. And he had to come back. He had to come back months later. He came back and he played. Now, he then left anyway, but Forest were able to sell him. But that's the point, man. There's disciplinary procedures within clubs. It's just like at work, man. If Ashraf doesn't turn up for his job for a week and then he turns up, where were you? I couldn't be bothered. Whose fault is it? Is it the company's fault he didn't turn up or his fault? Is there disciplinary procedures? You don't have disciplinary procedures.
Whatever the fuck you're talking about. We're talking about modern history right now. We have a lot more transfer insiders. We've got a lot more news and access to information than we did 30 years ago when Forest were less relevant. If I'm in Nottingham Forest's place, I would pay you, Wolfie. Like if Marinakis is watching this, I would literally give Wolfie money because he's carrying the name of Forest across YouTube. You're actually globalizing your small club, which is like, I'm proud of you. You get me? So I think if I'm in Marinakis' place, I'd pay you. No one gives a fuck about Hooijdonk, okay? We go back to this situation.
No, because
Newcastle are not matching the ambitions of Isak.
Honestly,
Newcastle are not matching the ambitions of Isak. He told them 3 months ago he wants to leave, and they are incapable of signing a fucking replacement.
Hussam, for
Once
starters,
again, how
you
is
are
it
the
his
one.
fault that his club
No.
can't execute signing a
Hussam
striker?
likes to do mental gymnastics. He will say something, it gets debunked and destroyed so bad. He's like, shit, I can't go back to that, so let me change the narrative. You are the one who said, oh, elite clubs are different. So when he gives you an example of a smaller club, you say, oh no, nobody cares about those clubs. Why did you say elite clubs? Why did you start an example then? You're the one who started that. We gave an example of City. You said elite clubs are different. He gave an example of a smaller club. Nobody cares about those smaller clubs. Okay, khalas, nobody cares about Newcastle. Same thing.
Just don't use
Now
the
what?
smaller words, and I'm good. With
I
picking
just
up.
can't believe that on August 13th, 2025, people are still acting like Newcastle are innocent in all this. Like, as
Again,
if they've not failed.
Innocent
nothing.
is different from Isak being the villain. He is a villain. Maybe Newcastle did some things wrong. I'm not disagreeing. Having no proper sporting director itself is a bad business move. But Isak is a villain in this. The same way how Tevez was a villain at that time when he refused to play. And a year later, he was disciplined and he ended up playing. I'm not saying Newcastle should definitely do that. Either Liverpool meet their evaluation. And by the way, again, as you mentioned yesterday, if they get a replacement, they won't sell for 150. They obviously will sell for less. Maybe not 110, but more.
And
But you're
just
saying
to
Isak
add-
is not a villain here. It's mad.
Yeah, and just to add,
Here we go
Gibbs
back
White.
to the transfer value when I debunked this yesterday.
No.
We'll
You
go
didn't.
back-
You got destroyed in the transfer value. Actually,
No,
You
I
got
did not
destroyed
get
by everyone.
destroyed. No, I did not get destroyed.
Everyone
I got
got
gaslit
destroyed.
like I did every Tuesday. The
Yes, it
problem
is.
is not the valuation, because clubs
Exactly.
actually rarely get what they value their player at.
Yeah, but let me give you another example here so you can
I won't even
understand
try.
the equivalency here. Gibbs White gets an
How much did
agreement.
the Sporting value Gyökeres at? How much did they sell him at? Thank you. Anyway, go ahead,
Okay,
Wolfie.
hold on. Let me
They
give you the Gibbs
valued
White.
him at 70 million,
this-
which was the initial promise, and then they went back on it. So
I didn't say
I
how
don't
much
know what
they
your argument
promised.
is.
I didn't say how much
Anyway,
they promised. How much
let's
did they
talk-
value him at?
Let's talk about a similar scenario. Gibbs White gets an agreement with Spurs. Spurs people told me that he was gonna go down for a medical and what have you. Forest stopped the deal. Does Gibbs White go on strike, or does he continue to train? Did he continue to go to the pre-season camp and continue while he still wanted to move? He then amicably sat down with the club, agreed a deal, and he stayed. That's the difference in conduct between people. There's a way you can do it. There's a way you can do it without having to throw your toys out the pram. By the way, I don't care that Isak acts like this. I don't care. We've seen players act like this. It's not a phenomenon what he's just done. He's done it. He wants to throw his toys out the pram. Cool. But it doesn't change the fact that he is disrespecting the Newcastle fan base. Forget the club. It's the fan base that he's disrespecting. Those fans who bought his shirt, sung his name, raised his profile, and all that stuff. That's
They've
who
been
he's
burning his
disrespecting.
shirt in the
They've
streets.
been
haven't they?
burning his shirt. Yeah, that's how pissed they are at him. So
Can I read
that-
you the
that's
latest
difference.
from Ornstein? Let me read you the latest. The story we reported on the Athletic is extremely well and thoroughly sourced from multiple contacts privy to the situation. There is an awareness of the perspective of Alexander Isak. He does not intend to play for Newcastle again. He regards his career at the club to be over. Even if a deal is not done and he is still at Newcastle, he has no desire to be reintegrated into the first team setup. This is all hypothetical. It's almost like, let's see if that's the case, if it happens. We all know Liverpool made a 110 million bid for him. If there is any encouragement given to Liverpool that they will come and try close a deal, it would take a price that Newcastle deem acceptable, and they need one or more replacements that they feel adequate. We don't know the final outcome, but clearly it's still possible that the move to Liverpool could happen. That's what Isak wants. So once again,
Nothing
even
said
Ornstein
there
mentions,
has been denied by us.
even
Also,
What's
even
up,
once
Sadio
again, Ornstein
Berahino-
mentions this replacement thing. You guys keep denying this replacement thing.
he
You
also
keep
mentioned
making
the
it
right
a
amount, but
conversation
you
about
refuse
value.
to acknowledge that.
You keep making it a
Habibi, he
conversation
also
about
mentioned the
value.
amount. Why did you?
We
why did you
sold
gloss over that?
Nunez for less what we valued him. We sold Diaz for less than what we valued him. Gyökeres was sold for less than what he was valued.
But you
This
sold
value
Coutinho for
conversation-
what you valued him. So
Okay,
now
no
what?
problem. You gave one example. I can give you all examples across history. So you
We
go
sold
back,
already-
Alanga for
and
more than we
the
valued.
value can be negotiated. Do you understand that? So if
Nobody
you,
Who
even if
denied that? Who
Newcastle-
denied that? Who's
Nobody
denied that?
denied that. You're
even
arguing with
if-
no one.
even if Newcastle value him at 150 million, Liverpool don't have to pay 150 million. Liverpool can sign Alexander Isak for 120, 130, whatever it is. Okay? And then Newcastle say yes, and the player ends up leaving. Once again, the caveat is if they sign a replacement. So we go back all the way to the first step of this conversation, which is the fact that Newcastle have failed to execute for the last 2.5 months of this transfer window, given the chance to sign a replacement for Isak. Let's not forget that Sesko accepted the terms that Newcastle provided, but they only decided to go in for Sesko when United went in for Sesko.
How about I ask you the
Sam,
same question I asked you yesterday? If Newcastle had Sesko today, would Newcastle accept 100 million for Isak or 120
Not 100 million, but you see, you go to the extreme.
would they
I
accept
said
110?
100 or
The one you bid.
120. Whatever
110,
you
the one
bid.
you put in.
110, no. I think they'd accept
So then
120 or 130.
so replacement is not the only thing. This is what we're saying. We understand there has to come a replacement. We get that. But
You're
we're
making
also
it all
saying
the
that if-
150. I just said 120 or
No,
130.
no. The reason I'm saying 150 is because this is my opinion. I think if you guys give them 150, without a replacement, they go and sell Isak.
No,
Even without
no.
a replacement.
Nope.
100%. And Hussam tried to disprove this point yesterday by saying, why would they have to get a replacement first? And we gave examples after examples after examples of clubs that sell
But
the
that's
player
not
first.
how Newcastle
Let
operate.
me
That's the
finish. Let me
problem.
finish. That's BS. We already debunked that. We already destroyed that argument yesterday. We gave examples after examples after examples
didn't
of
destroy any
clubs that sold the players first and then went and got the
That's
replacement.
not how
And
Newcastle operate.
Habibi, let me finish because you're cutting me off because you know where I'm going with this, right? And he said that's not how
Actually
Newcastle
don't.
operate. even though they got Ilanga before they got any replacement. When we give the example of Liverpool, right? He said, and we said, well, you guys sold Luis Diaz before you got a replacement. He said, no, Liverpool are different. We operate differently. What do you mean you operate differently, Hussam? Because you also went and signed certain players before you in the opposite way as well. You went and signed replacements before you got rid of the player. Oh, no, we're different. Wolfie gives him the example, or I give the example of City. He says, no, elite clubs are different. Wolfie gives the example of a lower club. He says nobody cares about those clubs. If I tell him Sadio Berahino right now, if you guys remember him, threw a tantrum. Of course, he's nowhere near Isak's level, but he threw a tantrum when West Brom were not letting him go to Spurs and he was about to sign. He vowed to never play for the club again. Guess what happened? He played for the club again. Same with Tevez. You're trying to give examples, and your sheep fan base who are saying Ashraf is getting destroyed, Wolfie is getting destroyed, when we're literally throwing logic at Hussam, and he's not even able to debunk them.
Let me give you one question.
Your argument, Wolfie. Wait, let me respond first because you agree with him. So let the person who disagrees respond.
Okay,
so,
go on.
Number one, you haven't debunked anything I say. Second of all, my community is not sheep. They call me out more than anyone else calls me out if I say something that they disagree with.
Sorry. Let me correct it. Sorry. Your Liverpool community. Because outside Liverpool fans, no one else is agreeing with you. Literally
no. There is once again, there is a lot of people agreeing because you keep bringing this up. The reason why Liverpool sold Diaz before signing a replacement is because Liverpool operate differently. Meaning, Newcastle have made it clear. Newcastle have made it clear that they refuse to sell Isak before signing a replacement. Liverpool didn't say that about Diaz. Liverpool doesn't say that about Nunes because we operate differently. We sold Gerald Quansah. Okay, we sold Gerald Quansah, and a month and a half later, only now, we're going to sign Guehi and Leoni. So we didn't get a centre-back replacement. So when Leverkusen called us and were like, we want Quansah, we didn't tell them, we want a replacement first, and then we're going to give you Quansah. That's Don't interrupt. See? Now he knows where I'm going with this. So now let's go.
I don't.
Okay. So this is what Newcastle said. With each passing day and target gone, the chances of Isak not being allowed to leave increases. Newcastle's strongest hand in getting him back on board is that they can say we tried. But without a suitable replacement, he cannot go. Craig Hope. Let's go Keith Downey. This is the point I was trying to make last night. It's not like they've not tried. They came so close to getting Sesko last week, which would have allowed Isak to get his wish and go. So we go back to the main point of this debate. Don't interrupt. We go back to the main point of the debate, which is
I have a question.
At Newcastle, according to the Newcastle reporters, who literally report here. See, Salman, Chelsea fan, by the way, just so you know. This community will always call me out if they think I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so you go back to the main argument of this whole
That is how long he had to wait.
You guys keep making it a argument of value. The problem here is not the value, because it doesn't matter if Newcastle value Isak at 150 million or not. We are going to try and get him for less than what they value him at. This is just how clubs negotiate. This is completely normal. The problem with the argument is, according to all the Newcastle reporters, is the reason why they haven't let Isak go is because they are incapable of signing a replacement. That's verbatim what their own journalists are saying. Because in those two reports from yesterday, not once was a value or a number mentioned. The only thing that was mentioned was the fact that they haven't signed a replacement. Now, if Newcastle want to get a replacement first and then sell Isak, it's a different than the way that we operate as a football club. Because
how does
you're using the way Liverpool operate against Newcastle. Yeah, but Liverpool don't operate.
How does this monologue going on for?
Wait. No, one second. Hussam, how does Liverpool operate? Just guide me.
About 5 weeks.
Okay, I'll tell you how Liverpool operate. Liverpool don't operate in a way where I have to sign the replacement first, then I'll sell the player. That's not how we work.
Okay, so do Newcastle operate in that way?
One second, Wolfie. I'm coming to that point. Thank you. So you said we don't have to sign a replacement, then sell the player. Fair enough. Why did you do that with Kirkes then? Why did you sign Kirkes before getting rid of
Robertson and Simicast?
Robertson wanted to go to Atletico Madrid, I think it was. So at the time that was happening, but he didn't. What's it called?
No, it didn't. You confirmed with Kirkes before that. So now what?
I know.
Kirkes was confirmed before.
Yeah, I know, but we didn't find like suitors to buy Robertson or Simicast.
So what this proves right now, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, is Liverpool operate like every other club, depending on the situation. Sometimes replacements come before, sometimes replacements come after. Newcastle, just like other Premier League clubs, operate case-to-case basis. Sometimes replacements come before, sometimes replacements come after. Thank you.
I don't disagree with this.
You've been
then don't
disagreeing with it for
I don't
20 minutes.
disagree with this at all. I'm mentioning the Isak situation. You're talking generalities, which I've never
You went through the Liverpool
I've always
transfers.
maintained that some clubs do this, some clubs do that. I agree that it's situational based, but I'm talking about the Isak
That's
situation.
the first time he's ever said that.
I'm not talking
Because
about
you
all
just
the
hated
other
him on
situations.
Furcast, man. Because he
I'm
just said
talking about
with
the Isak
Diaz, we did
situation.
this. With so-and-so, we did this. And now suddenly it's situational basis.
Okay, where's the Diaz replacement? Where's the Kwanzaa replacement? We haven't announced
That's
him
our
yet.
point.
That's my
No,
point.
that's not your point. That's my
the
point. The problem is you're trying to have a general debate about a specific situation. I've already
Okay,
debunked
who's the Elanga? Who did Elanga replace? Yalla, let's play
Yes,
that game.
you genuinely just missed the point 100%. What you just said, I have no problem with. You said that it depends situation to situation, no problem. So let's look specifically at the Isak situation. What has been the narrative coming out of Newcastle? That they want what first?
They want 150 million to start the conversation, and they want a replacement. Literally, the first journalist.
You're so disingenuous, honestly.
Maybe not the
He
first
sees what
journalist.
did him. See how I cornered
Bye-bye,
him?
bye-bye.
Then he's
No,
going to
wallahi,
lie
don't
to try to
lie
win
to
the
them.
argument.
The first journalist I
He's gonna
read
try to lie
saying
to
about
win
this,
the
I'm pretty sure there were reports before that, but the one
What
I
has
read
come out
first,
of
which is more
Newcastle?
than a-
Money or replacement? Don't lie.
Wallah, Azim, I actually
So
think
what are you having
money.
for dinner?
The reason I say money
Yeah, I don't know,
is because
yeah.
I think the money ends it. I think the money
I'm
without
hungry.
a replacement, if it's 150 million, ends it. The reason, I'm pretty sure it's not the first reporter, but at least that's the first one I read 2 months ago or a month and a half ago. Hussam can correct me. When David
I just want
Ornstein
this
put up that
over, man.
article, in The Athletic, he said it'll take 150 million just to start the conversation. He didn't even talk about a replacement then, which means the money is that important.
Also said, okay, just to debunk.
Can we
this
talk
once and
about
for all,
Calvert-Lewin yet?
David
The
Ornstein
real striker of the league. Come on.
David Ornstein
Calvert-Lewin.
also said 2 months ago that Liverpool value Luis Diaz at 100 million. How much did we sell him for?
Oh my God, you're missing the point, bro. I literally started my
You keep
whole
saying
monologue
I'm
before this
missing the
debate
point
started.
when you're the one
I
missing the
started by saying if Newcastle get a replacement, they will sell Isak not for 150 million. They will
Okay,
sell him
so
for
the
less.
problem with Newcastle is they
Believe
can't
it goes
sign a
to them.
replacement. The problem is not
Yeah,
the money.
Habibi. But where you and I disagree fundamentally is I'm saying if you go tomorrow to live at Newcastle and say here is 150 million without a replacement, they sell him. That's what I'm trying to disagree with you on, which is an opinion. I guess we'll never know because
That's
you will never
not
cough up 150
what
million.
Liverpool value him at, because good football
I
clubs
get
and
it.
smart
I get
football
it. I
clubs
get it. But
will
that's what I'm
always
trying to say. The
negotiate.
price.
I'll ask one
Anyways,
final
I'm done.
question.
I'm done.
If Sesko went to Newcastle, is Isak a Liverpool player now?
We answered this yesterday. We gave you context. I'm not going to repeat it again.
Tell me,
We said literally.
Stop listening.
Tell me, for the
We
ones in
said-
the chat.
Yes, he would have been a Newcastle. Yes, he would have been a Liverpool player for more than 110 million, which is what I started my
we
monologue
agree.
with.
But you see, the problem is, I agree with the more than 110. The
Yeah, but
problem
you don't
is
agree
you're
with the
making
150. That's the
You're
problem.
making the issue here 150, 150, 150, 150. But that's not the issue. The issue is they haven't found a
That is the
replacement.
issue.
Had they signed a replacement, then Liverpool would negotiate to Newcastle and proceed to sign him for less than 150 and more than 110. That's it.
So
Okay,
if
just
they
to
get
end this-
replacement and you offer 100 million, does he go? Do they
No.
accept? Okay,
No.
so it is about the money as well. The thing you're missing, bro, is no one has said at any point Newcastle don't
one.
want a replacement.
No one.
That's the whole thing. No one has said. Let me ask you this question. If Newcastle, let's just say Joe Linton is worth, let's just call it 50 million. And someone comes in, let's say Man City come in for Joe Linton and offer 150 million. Are Newcastle going to say, you know what, you've gone way over what we value him at. We appreciate it, but give us 2.5 months so we can go and find his replacement before we release him? Or are they going to say, what the hell have you been smoking? Hand the check over.
Okay. The reason why that's the dumbest question you've asked in your life.
The dumbest
Because you
question is
went
this
to
whole
such an
conversation.
extreme example. So you're saying
To wake you
Newcastle
up.
value Isak at 150 million. If Liverpool offered 200, would they accept? Yeah, of course
No,
they'd accept.
because your argument
We
because
has
you're
been
giving an
about this
extreme.
replacement thing the whole time. So I've got
Yeah,
to
but
take
you're
it to
giving an extreme. You
Yes.
are giving an extreme.
Yes, so you
The
understand how stupid
the
your
argument
argument
from
is.
the argument from Ben Jacobs and all the journalists, they have consensus agreed on this is Liverpool will only make the second bid if they're encouraged. So the problem here in valuation can be sorted out. It's going to be
So
more
if you
than
give,
110
if you offer,
and less than 150. That's what I
He's
believe.
completely missing
just to
the
un-
point.
just to understand your point, last thing, and I swear to God, I'm gonna shut up after this on this topic.
Please, can we move on
If-
from this shit?
If
man?
you
Seriously.
guys offer, if to just to understand your point, Hassam, yeah, don't give me monologue, just yes or no. If tomorrow Liverpool offer Newcastle 150 million, let's say Newcastle don't have a replacement yet, do you think Newcastle accept or
Reject it.
reject?
I say they would probably reject.
Okay,
Without
Khalas, thank you.
that
Let's
Okay,
move.
let's move on.
Let's move.
We
without the
asked him
replacement,
that
they reject.
yesterday, Ashraf. We asked him that yesterday.
Yeah, and I
still
still believe that they'd reject.
Yeah, and he's
without
still
Fair,
stupid enough to
fair.
say the same thing. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah,
Then
'cause they
there's
have
no point because
signing.
we're disagreeing on the fundamental thing. Then leave it. Then there's no point.
Joe,
Oh, can we have the
I
details
wanna
on
interrupt you,
Calvert-Lewin,
Joe.
please?
Let's let Joe have the final word on this debate,
Yeah.
and no one will respond
agree.
after.
Okay.
Let him
I
speak his
agree.
mind.
Go, Joseph. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Joseph. Get me. Let us know your thoughts on this whole thing. Go ahead.
What do you want? Which bit do you want me to go with?
Everything. We're gonna give you
No,
the
not
floor
everything, right?
for
No.
as long as you want. Speak uninterrupted. Tell us your thoughts.
Okay, right. Okay. So what we're gonna do is move on from this quickly. So
Thanks.
I'll keep it as small, as short and concise as possible. Isak looks like he's probably going to leave now, which, as a fan of a lesser club, it's a little bit frustrating that the player's probably going to get his way, which is disappointing. I do think he's gone about it the wrong way. I think the majority of fans would say this if it was happening at their football club. My son's just been dropped off and his mum's a Newcastle fan. If I got her to come on here now, she would say, feck Isak. And that would be the same for every... He can shove it up his ass, she said. So there you go. Like, I get it from that perspective. But yeah, let's just move on. Like, I just want the saga to be dealt with so we can all start concentrating on other things.
And he
Like
will
Calvert
join them
Lewin.
eventually because I think they will get a replacement.
Ashraf, we said Joe's gonna have the final word. We're not
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
this
Correct,
anymore.
correct,
Yeah,
correct,
we let
correct.
Joe have
Big
the
up,
final
Joe.
word. Let's go. Go on, Joe.
Just
I'm
Joe.
gonna ask Joe when he comes back if his son supports Newcastle or Leeds. That's a very important.
Nah. Do you know if he says Leeds shit? Don't you?
Oh,
Who does he
You got-
support?
you got him
Who does he
swearing
support?
already, Joe? You got him swearing already.
that's
Who
an
does he
allowance.
support?
Not
That's
like a
his
month.
mum, that. He doesn't support anyone, man. He's not really into football.
Oh,
So-
fair.
I don't blame him. He's got Leeds or Newcastle to pick from. Does he want rejection sagas or pain saga? Man?
Fair.
Why do you think my son's an Arsenal fan, man?
Hey, that's the good thing about you get me football. It's I think Grizz's son as well supports Arsenal. No,
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
mentioned this before. Yeah, his son supports
Listen,
Arsenal.
I'll just make sure my children support Real Madrid, bro. They just shouldn't go through a heartbreak.
That's what I said to my kids.
Listen,
I took them
The-
to
the
a
only-
Forest match. They fell asleep pretty much, right? They were young at the time.
the only issue with Real Madrid is that they'll become really spoiled and entitled. Like my kids will start saying like, "Oh my God, you didn't increase my allowance by 30% this year. It's not acceptable." Like I also don't want that kind of sass, to be honest. So
Yeah, I had 3 rules. You can't support Derby, you can't support Man U, and you can't support Spurs. And if you support Forest, you're going to be in for a hard time.
You know,
a hard
Spurs, right? They get buoyed by the regular top 6, but do you know Spurs boil the piss of all the clubs that are just on the outside of that? Like Leicester cannot stand Spurs.
They hate them,
right?
yeah.
You cannot stand Spurs. And I'm like, I don't get it. Like, there's so much.
No,
hate.
mine's a brother thing. You get me? It's
Yeah,
not
but
a
even
club
still
club
like
thing.
what happened with Morgan Gibbs White. There'll be a real like hatred.
Yeah, but
there. A lot
also
of-
Spurs. Do you remember the '91 FA Cup final with Gaza and all that? So there's history of Spurs. They also took from me Andy Reid, Dawson, when Forest were looking like they were making moves back in the Championship, and they're just a scummy club, bro. Let's be real. You know what I'm saying? They're just scummy.
when were you making moves with Michael Dawson and Andy Reid?
Bro, Michael Dawson shares my birthday, right? He was my boy until he snaked it to Spurs. So Teddy Sheringham as well. We'll
Gerard
go
is
back
born
further.
10 days after me. Big up Stevie G, man. Who's meant to be.
Wow,
You know the date?
What a flex.
I'm meant to be a Liverpool fan. The date that I was born was the last time Everton won a trophy. 20th May 1995. I was born the last day Everton won a trophy. My mom's born on the day that we destroyed Manchester United 7-0, same date. My dad's born on the day that we lifted the Premier League. I'm sorry, none of this
Wait,
shit
your
can all
mum
be
was
this
born
much.
the day you beat Man
I
U
said
7-0.
same date.
That was like
I said
4
same
years.
date. I said same date. Same date.
Did you?
Same day,
Did I,
yeah.
so I misheard you? Or did he
Aren't you
say that?
supposed to be born in Scotland and English is your first language? Same date.
Okay, is that okay? I misheard you, man. Misheard. I didn't. I'm saying I
same
didn't
date.
misheard you. It's the Arab accent.
By the
bro.
way, even date is wrong, Habibi. Date literally says the day, month, and year. You want to say the same birthday, not the same date.
Oh my god, look at this fucking semantics. This guy lost the Isak
not
argument, wants
semantic.
to win any argument.
not
bro.
semantic.
Can we talk
Let me just
about
respond to
actual
Brian.
football now, please?
Can I just
I'm
get
begging
through
you.
these so we can talk about fucking
Okay,
Eze,
then can we
please?
talk about the Super Cup, Super Duper Cup thing tonight, just for a bit of fun? Just so
Oh.
we can actually talk about football.
Okay, after
Yeah,
the super chat, we'll talk about
Thank
Arsenal
you.
and then football. Happy now?
Oh fuck, you know.
Com-
man.
Comparing the way Liverpool replace a fourth string centre back with Newcastle starting centre back this in January, so Sam needs to stop acting stupid. First of all, I agreed that it's all situational. Every situation is different. I've never denied this. I was simply looking at the Isak situation. And if they're insistent on signing a replacement first, that's the Newcastle perspective. So I'm not being stupid or anything. Liverpool wanted to sign a centre back
You
all
are
summer
being
long.
stupid.
Only a month and a half later, are replacing Kwanzaa. There'll be no Joe slander in the chat, only Wolfie. I second that. Please, no Joe slander. Wolfie slander is welcomed. 100%.
Wait, pause. I just read this before you did the next Twitter. Is United playing Carabao Cup today?
No,
Say
they're in the
so.
draw. They're in the draw.
Yeah,
Oh.
They're in the northern draw
Oh.
of the Carabao. The northern
Because-
draw, bro.
Because they finished 15th or something like that. Is that the reason?
Yeah.
Correct. They
They
don't
don't-
have European football.
It's up to a certain time in it for second round. Yeah,
They
yeah.
swear
We're
they're
in,
like in the first round or something.
second round.
Second round.
And then you's coming
Oh.
in the third. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
That means
the
Spurs will
European
be
boys
Spurs.
come
Oh
in.
no, Spurs have
Spurs-
Champions League football. Okay.
Oh, dude.
Yo, you could
Maybe.
draw. You're both Northern, aren't you? So you can draw United. That'd be tasty.
Leeds United play themselves. Leeds United versus Leeds United. What?
Okay, I apologize. United could play Manchester.
See how when you make an English mistake, you fucking bum.
That
Big up
wasn't an
to
English
Leper
mistake.
Messiah who says,
That wasn't an English
Italy-
mistake. That was a respect
tell
mistake.
us, Wolfie, take the L, brother, take the L. Italy says Leoni is the new Cannavaro. I've done so much research, and the only weakness I found is that he likes to slide. He rarely misses, though. Some of the people that are coming out, like the reports that are coming out of Italy, are saying he's the next Bastoni, apparently. Not the next Cannavaro. Regardless, Bastoni, Cannavaro, both good, brother. Let's run it up. Arsenal are home wreckers. Jokeris broke up with his girlfriend to get the move and refused to train. And Newcastle are lucky. Isak hasn't done worse.
By the way,
It's
this
true, Joker's
Joker's
the
girlfriend
deep
thing is the weirdest thing. Like, why do you have to break with your girl to come to Arsenal? Like, you just bring her with you. It's such a weird. I'm pretty sure there's more to the story because if you broke up with a girl just so you can leave her in Lisbon, so you can come to London, I'm sorry. That what the hell is going on?
Did
That's
you
like
see the
saying Enzo
video-
Fernandez played
you
better
see the
because he broke
video-
up with his wife
Sorry,
or
Ashraf.
divorced his wife. Sorry, go Joe.
Did you see the video of that Burnley's player's wife outside the house?
No.
No.
Have you not seen it? Some
Huh?
guy's just parked outside a house in Burnley and she comes out and she's like, move your car. And he's like, why am I allowed to park here? I'm having a party, move your car. Do you know who my husband is? And he's like, no. And she goes, he plays for Burnley FC. They are third in the league. And he's like, you've just been promoted. It's alphabetical, man.
Please send me that video, please.
Send me that
man,
video. I
honestly.
need to watch
Please
that.
send me that video now,
It's
please.
hilarious, man.
Please.
Honestly, it's quality.
Oh, my
So ironic. The richest club is a selling club. They have to be. Isak has spat his dummy out too, but we don't care. Why rivals care so much? Because you're triggered. Phone the moral police. You'll never walk alone.
Literally said you don't care. Yeah, big up, Joe. We don't care, man. That's not the point. Because like I said, players have done it plenty of times. I can't move on from Isak, bro. Seriously. Fuck.
Oh, you're upset, Habibi Wolfie? You're upset?
I'm bored of Isak, bro. I
Really?
told you that an hour ago.
When you're under contract, effing play. At no point you should be able to dictate nothing on 10 million a year. Can't go on strike when you have a
Yeah.
few good seasons. None of these players will take a pay cut when injured or in bad form, is what Foolish
Exactly.
Snippets is saying. Fairs. You're too smart for your own good, Mr. Don. Thank you, I guess. Both Newcastle and Isak both at fault. I don't care at all. Yeah, you can't exonerate Newcastle because they've been shit in this transfer window too. If you were all in Isak's shoes and saw Castle getting rejection after rejection, would you want to stay? He's not a slave. Employees have the right to quit.
What?
From purely
No.
an wait. From
No, you
purely
don't.
an
If you have a
Oh, dumb,
contract,
man.
if you have a contract, it's
Oh,
illegal
dumb, man.
to quit. Are you dumb? Do you know what? Okay, sorry, I shouldn't say are you dumb. My bad, Mohammed.
No, you
But
should.
if you have a
you should, you
contract-
should.
No. I don't like insulting people. But if you have a contract, it's illegal to leave. What are you on about, bro?
Oh, this is
Would
the
you-
guy with
would
the
you
weird
both agree,
picture.
though,
He
that
said some
Newcastle
dumb
don't match
stuff
his
before.
ambition?
Huh?
Would you both agree that Newcastle don't match his ambition, though?
They matched
Yeah,
his
but
ambition
it's-
when he signed that contract.
When he
If
signed them
didn't
from
think they were
Sociedad,
going to
yeah.
match their ambition, why did he ask for a 5 or 6 or agree to a 5 or 6 year contract? So the
I
only
think-
dumb
4
one
years
is this
even.
super chat and Isak then.
I think that this whole like their sporting director thing leaving, like it really has messed them up, because we all sat here at the start of the window and thought with them getting Champions League football that they can finally spend money, and they've messed up this window.
How about we say this? How about if Isak was so confident about how good he was going to be, why didn't he put a release clause in his contract?
Why haven't Newcastle fined him then? Reason, Ash.
They are going
How
to
do you know they
find him
haven't?
when it
How
starts.
do you know they haven't?
But no, wait, because the season hasn't started. And by the way, they probably will fine him for not training. But in terms of not playing, the season hasn't started. So they probably will fine him for that as well later.
Big up to Dinesh, my brother. Liverpool had money too, but it did not have to sell. They got 184 million winning the Premier League and got close to 100 in the Champions League, and not spending last season. They had cash. Yeah, we have a lot of money to spend. Like that's the thing. That's why, of course, we're doing this. Yeah, it's not like we're doing what City did 15 years ago. There's all prize money. There's all revenue. So we're spending money that we have, to be honest with you. So big up to you, Dinesh. Big up to my guy Frank. He says, I tune in late just to be called a sheep. I'm no sheep, Ashraf. You hear me? Anyway, big up Hussam, and I agree with you always. My shepherd.
Yeah, he calls you.
Big up Frankie.
It's
Frankie
insane.
always have some of the funniest super chats, man. Appreciate you, Frankie. You get me.
I thought that
Legend.
was him. That's Danny Wirtz's face, isn't it?
That's actually hilarious, to be honest with you. Ain't that the... No, it's not him. That's Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Danny DeVito. I was thinking of the guy that was on Home Alone, that little short Italian. I forgot his name.
Oh,
Anyway.
Joe
Pesci,
Pesci, is it?
Pesci, yeah.
Giamatti.
Pesci?
What?
Pesci.
Pesci?
Okay,
The
then I
one who
don't
was
know.
in Casino and Goodfellas, yeah?
Yeah, Joe Pesci. There you go.
Joe. Oh, yeah,
Pesci.
CI. Yeah.
I remember when
Anyway,
that dumbass was
Movie,
putting
man.
what it was left the tap open in every apartment, and then they found every apartment they robbed because he
We're
wanted
the
to be
wet
like,
bandits. We're the wet
yeah,
bandits.
the wet bandits. Yeah, that was it's a great movie. Anyway, listen, big up to all of you guys. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe right here, right now. All of you, please slap that like button and subscribe to the channel. Ashraf, day later, more news arises regarding this whole Eze Madueke situation. Eze could be headed to Spurs, and I know you will laugh when I say Indy Kyla, but apparently Eze, he's
Listen, Ornstein said he's credible, so we have to start believing in the Kylie. It's
So
unbelievable.
apparently he's come out and said that Eze still spoke to Arsenal and told, like, if you want to come in for me, now's your chance, and they still haven't done it. So it seems like Eze is not headed to Arsenal. More Arsenal on Twitter, who me and you know, also thinks that now. So where do Arsenal go from here?
Yeah, I mean, I said, I don't know if I said it yesterday or in some other show, but if it's a choice between us and Spurs, he picks us any day of the week. Not just because he's from our academy, but we are the bigger club. We are a better club right now, better chances of him getting into England, in my opinion, because he's not getting in as a 10, in my opinion. He's going to get in as a left winger, and if he wants to get in as a left winger, Arsenal is his way. But the fact that we haven't made a move is embarrassing. The funny thing is, I don't even want him as a left winger, but I'd rather have him over Martinelli or unfortunately Madueke now. So it is pretty annoying. It is pretty frustrating. The fact that Madueke could be a starting left winger seems to be a reality that we have to face more than ever. But yeah, look, if we don't end up getting him and we get a proper left winger, that ideally is the correct move in my opinion. Because for me, Eze should have always been coming into play as a midfielder, not as a left winger, right? But if we have him as a left winger over the current options, that's obviously better. But he isn't my number one option. I think Liao is the one we should be going for now, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. It's just
Leo's not going anywhere. Is he?
Before we went live, by the way, there's a reporter, I forgot his name, but he came out and said Leao was never an option for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
then
saw
that's horrendous, man. Honestly, I've said it the whole time. Like the only player I think we've signed that, in my opinion, is a needle mover for us is Gyökeres. That's it. I like Zubimendi. I think Zubimendi is fantastic, amazing signing, but I don't think it's a needle mover because I feel like Partey was our best midfielder last season. So I don't know how much better Zubimendi is going to be over Partey, especially given that he has to settle into the league. It's going to take time. He might kill it from day one, but he also, if we go by previous signings like DMs from La Liga, like Rodri and Thomas Partey, they took a season to adapt. So I'm hoping he settles in quickly. If he doesn't settle in quickly, then there's a good chance that we have even downgraded temporarily in the DM position. But let's assume he settles in quickly. I think he just covers Partey. But in my opinion, outside Gyökeres, what signing have we made that's really moved the needle? None. Literally none. I even made an argument to say Madueke, I think actually as a signing regresses us in that position. Because if God forbid Saka is injured next season, I think it's fair. Probably Arteta would have had to play Waneri there. He's played him a few games there. I think now that he's getting older, probably would play a bit more games. And Waneri for me on the right wing, even though that's not his actual position, in my opinion, is a better option than Madueke on the right. So now by default, by having Madueke, you've basically given Arteta the option to play an inferior player there in that position if Saka is not available. That's what I was saying. I need to pray that Saka's fit all season. Otherwise, I think it's a...
Do you think that your transfer window's done now? No more signings? Honestly.
I think we only make one more signing if we sell at least 2 or 3 players. Otherwise, I don't think we... otherwise we're done. I think we're going into next season with Martinelli and Madueke as the left-wing options, and he'll just rotate accordingly.
Wow. So you really... you genuinely think that you're done with this now?
I think we can get a left winger if we end up getting a few players off. Look, Nelson will
That's
leave
what I'm saying. I actually believe what Ashraf is saying is mental. I agree with Sean. Not mental from what he's saying, mental from what his club is doing. It's crazy. How are Arsenal fans not losing their shit over this?
Exactly.
I don't get it.
This Madueke, and it's now looking like instead of Eze, is one of the biggest transfer mistakes of this window.
I agree.
In fact, the biggest transfer mistake.
The biggest. Yeah.
The biggest.
It's like the Havertz mistake from 2 seasons ago.
Chelsea getting Garnacho is less of a mistake than you not getting Eze. That's how big this mistake is. And I'm not. By the way, I don't think Madueke is a bad player. It's just the point you're making, Ashraf, about moving the needle. What's he gonna do? He'll relieve Saka.
He's not even a good player, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I'm not saying you've signed a fucking, I can't think of a really shit player, a Darwin Núñez or something.
Jesse Lingard, yeah.
A Jesse Lingard, yeah. I've had that experience. But this is my point. He's not a bad player, but for the context of what Arsenal need to be doing, they need to be closing that gap. Arsenal had to have a better transfer window than Liverpool just to close the gap. That's the point here.
Yeah,
As we sit here today, the gap is bigger than it was when the final whistle blew in May. And that's a massive problem.
That's true as well.
That's a massive problem. And you have to start thinking about what is the ambition of the ownership. Forget Arteta for now. What's the ambition of the ownership? That they're okay with allowing this transfer window to happen. It's a good... you know what? If you switch the transfer windows round, and Liverpool had bought these players in, you would say, okay, this has been a very good window from Liverpool. They've grown on what they've done from last season. They bought Gyökeres in, Zubimendi will shore it up. The problem is the gap. The gap's bigger. And I know we've bantered you, Ashraf, for having no confidence in winning the title, but objectively, logically speaking, it's hard to banter you on it because what leg can you stand on to say on paper this gap has closed? There isn't.
Name me one team, guys, that's won the league outside Leicester, which was the anomaly. Name me one team that's won the league where they didn't have either the best manager in the league or the best team in the league, the best squad in the league. There's not a single one. Usually there'll be a combination of both, but you should have at least one of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Liverpool Klopp, the Klopp Pep debate was still a debate, not the Klopp Pep thing. I think Pep was always better, in my opinion, even though it was a debate a few years ago, if you guys remember. And outside that, the squad also was a debate. If I tell you do a combined 11 right now of Liverpool in 2019-20 and City, that Centurion team and all, you probably would have 5 or 6 Liverpool players. It was
5,
that
6,
close,
yeah. That's what would
right?
probably happen.
But you cannot go into a season where you have, in my opinion, the third best manager in the league and the second or third best squad and say, yeah, we're going to win the league. But okay, that means you're basically banking on the other teams that are better than you having some like major catastrophes, like God forbid, like major injuries.
And you being perfect too. Two things.
No,
yeah, and that's the thing.
It's interesting what you've just said there, because I think you could make an argument maybe for a lot of positions. For say you did a combined Arsenal-Liverpool 11, you could make an argument for the defenders. You could make an argument for Gyökeres, for example. You could make an argument for Saka. Okay, it's against Salah, but you get my point. I don't think anyone would make an argument for the most important position, which is the manager.
Yeah,
that's the key thing here. Like you would have the debate. Okay, you know, Gabriel, Saliba, Konate, Van Dijk, whoever you end up with, even if you didn't agree, you would understand the opponent's point of view of putting those players in. Anyone who would put Arteta in as the manager on that combined 11 plus the manager, and that to me just fundamentally tells you where the issue is. It's this.
And Ashraf already agrees with us, but let me just say one thing.
No,
First of all, Tom, I don't know what you're talking about with there's the court case that explodes, boss man. I don't know what that means. Are you talking about the Isak situation or the City charges or what exactly? I don't know. Please clarify, Tom. Here's the thing with what AMT is saying, and this relates to what Ashraf is saying. I'm not worried because I'm done with Mikel Arteta. Okay. Saad, Ashraf, AMT, plenty of people were pro Arteta up until last season where they said if he doesn't deliver, we should replace him. So Wolfie, there's no point of me and you going like Arteta this, Arteta that, because Ashraf is already against him. My thing is the following though. Arteta isn't leaving now. So he's staying. Whether we like it or not, he's in charge of Arsenal.
We like it.
Yeah, like of course we like it, but I mean like you get me, like he ain't going anywhere, you know, he's the manager. So what can Arsenal do with Arteta to try to win something this season? What is it?
This is why I told you guys, and I swear I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I am not a biased fan who just gives tribalistic views. I am not, again, no offense to him, I don't know him personally or anything, but I'm not like a league gunner who just wants to be negative for the sake of it. I've said the first 6 games, if you look at the season, I am more than happy to change my mind if I see Arteta make tactical changes, not even in the big 6 games, not against United, Liverpool, and City, who are in our first 6 games, because those games I've already given him praise. I think he handles them really well. I think in the last 2 seasons, factually, he's been the best manager when it comes to big 6 games. So whatever you've been doing, as boring as it is in those games, that works. Keep doing it. Amazing. But the Leeds game, the Forest game, and the Newcastle game will be enough for me to say, you know what? I think he's changed. He's playing more expansive. He's playing more on the front foot. He's trying to make sure he scores more. Players are actually taking risks, not just passing sideways and then doing cross and inshallah. We're actually playing and committing players forward. Arsene Wenger said this, and I haven't really checked this, so I don't know if it's true, but if Wenger is saying it, then it must be true. He said, if you look at the last 3 seasons or so, the teams that have won the league are the teams that have made the most runs behind the defense, right? Mm-hmm. Because we all go with this concept of low block. What are we supposed to do? That didn't stop Liverpool and City. City and Liverpool were playing against low blocks.
We face low blocks
every week. Let me not even use Liverpool and City. Arsenal, when we had Ozil, Cazorla, Alexis Sanchez, Walcott, and these guys, we played low blocks all the time. But because we had Ozil, we had Cazorla, and we had players who made runs like Alexis Sanchez, like Welbeck, like Walcott, Ramsey, whoever was there, they're players who continue. I'm not even naming like world-class players. Listen to the guys I'm naming. Welbeck, Walcott, Ramsey. These aren't like top quality players. It's because the manager at the time had that mentality. Okay, I have someone who can create. I have someone who can give through balls, who's not scared of a low block. You guys just keep making runs. Low block doesn't mean they're sitting in front of the keeper, right? We have a problem, in my opinion, tactically, where we are stuck in the middle between City and Liverpool styles of play, right? City style of play over the last 5 years has been possession, dominate, build slowly. But because we have Kevin De Bruyne, we have Haaland who can finish, Aguero before him, David Silva years ago, players who can break low blocks with their through passes and stuff, and players who take risks continuously, we will build slowly and we will eventually freaking create, despite the low block you're playing. Liverpool, on the other hand, never had that kind of creator in the midfield. They had Wijnaldum, Henderson, Fabinho. None of these guys were like elite playmakers. So Liverpool said, okay. Yeah, Firmino, but again, he used to play as a second striker. So Liverpool would say, okay, we'll do a different tactic. We play, to use Jurgen Klopp's words, rock and roll football. You attack, we attack. You attack, we attack. We will open the game like crazy. When you lose the ball, when you have the ball, we will press the living hell out of you. And when we win the ball, we're going to counter like crazy, right? Because Liverpool knew we have Van Dijk, Matip, Gomez, Trent. We have, I don't know, which Fabinho as DM. Let teams counterattack us. Let's see who can score more. When we counterattack you, it's got to be different. We don't do that. Unfortunately, we play the City style of build slowly, but we don't actually have players who take risks and play those kind of through balls. And by the way, I don't think it's because the quality is not there. I think because the manager, unfortunately, doesn't allow these players to take that much risk. Because some of these players took risks before. Odegaard used to play through balls all the time. I don't think he does them as successfully anymore for whatever reason.
And look, Wolfie wanted us to talk about the football, so let's make this a football conversation as well. This Sunday, big up to you, AMT, big up to everyone. This Sunday, you take on Manchester United. Do you feel confident about it?
I don't think it's about confidence or not confident. Arsenal should win this game. I think it's about fan base pressure. I think Man U are going into this game feeling a little good about themselves. They got a whole new attack.
No pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, if Man U lose this game, their fan base will kind of spin it to say, well, it's the first game with our new front three. Sesko finally got some minutes in and what have you. Arsenal are a good team. If Arsenal lose this game, I think you're going to see head losses. You're going to see head losses calling for Arteta straight away. I really do. Because the pressure is on Arsenal. Because there is a scenario, say Arsenal lose this game. You've got Bournemouth on Friday, haven't you? And I don't know who Man
Liverpool,
City.
Yeah, we do have Bournemouth on
Liverpool
Friday.
have Bournemouth, yeah.
City play Wolves
I think Man
away.
City have Wolves away.
So Wolves are going to
Wolves
be
away.
struggling this season. There's a scenario where Arsenal leave Manchester on Sunday already with a 3-point gap to
3 points
Liverpool
behind.
and
Yeah,
Man City.
maybe.
And
Yeah.
that gap is big.
Maybe.
That gap is big potentially. You know, so there could be a head loss on this. Arsenal should win this game. I am saying, inshallah, you win it because I can't stand United.
Inshallah,
But-
they don't.
But, well, you're back in United now.
I'm in a title race, Habibi. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
But anyway, my point here is it's the pressure scenario. And then what happens? Who've you got second? I think you got Leeds second. You're
We
going
got
to come
Leeds
up
at home
against a
after
low block team. That, you know, Leeds could be very stubborn in that game. You should beat them. I'm not saying a miracle for Joe is going to happen. But these pressure cauldrons, these pressure situations start to build up. And that's the worry for me with the Arsenal fan base. I actually think
Wolfie,
there
you don't have to
could
go.
be
You don't have to go that
Yeah.
far. Even if we beat Leeds, we have Liverpool away after that.
yeah, and then
So
you've
we
got
could
us.
have lost.
Mm.
Yeah, that's an easy win. We could have lost
We'll see.
2 of our first 3 games. That's actually a reality that could happen. Again, I know history backs us. We've not lost to these teams in the Premier League for the last 2-3 seasons. I get it. But things could change easily. United are pumped, man. They just got Cunha, Mbuemo. I don't rate Sesko, but they will look at it as a good signing, right? I don't think they get Baleba, and obviously he's not going to make
Improvement on
it in 10
Hoyland
games.
from their perspective.
But even if
Fair
you draw
enough.
Ashraf,
Fair
even
enough.
if you draw, I don't think a draw is outside the realms of possibility on this
No,
game
it's
on
not.
Sunday.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
you could draw that. You beat Leeds. You lose. Is it Liverpool? You said after that.
Yes, at Anfield.
You could lose to Liverpool, and then you could draw with Forest. Potentially, you're sitting on 5 points after 4 games. What
Oh,
could the gap be then?
If that happens, I will tell you that day itself, there is zero chance of Arsenal like coming back and winning the league. Yeah, and here's the funny thing.
Yeah, but does he go? Does he go in that scenario? I don't think he does.
No. He doesn't.
think
He doesn't.
does,
No.
yeah.
At that scenario, he doesn't go. He only goes at the end of next season if it's catastrophic. But let me tell you guys this, yeah, and this is the problem. A lot of Arsenal fans, because you know how the season goes, right, guys? Like it goes up and down. You'll have like some weird teams sometimes top. Sometimes big teams will be top as well, and you know they're not going to win it. I guarantee you there'll be some point in the season, next season, where we top the league at some point because we're not a shit team. Like, let's be honest, we are a good team. It'll happen where Liverpool play Man City, or sometimes Liverpool go through a blip. Man City maybe went through a blip. We'll be top maybe at some point in November, December, and I guarantee you, a lot of these weird Arsenal fans are gonna come out saying, "You questioned Arteta. You said we need more signings. Oh, Madueke, look where we are right now. Make your apologies as loud as your complaints. Blah blah blah." But then they'll disappear end of the season when we don't win the league, and they'll say, "Oh, well, context." Right? And the same with Madueke. Madueke could score a goal against United the first game, and we win or we draw. What a signing! Worth the 52 million immediately. Right?
Arteta the genius.
Arteta the genius. Like people, like it's a long game, and unfortunately, that's where I'm concerned. I don't think we have the stamina yet to last to play the long game because I don't think we have the manager, and I don't think we have the team yet. And this is where I agree with what Hassan was saying before, and I think you were saying it as well, Wolfie. We should be all over that Rodrigo deal, not City.
Yeah.
We should be all over that. In fact, we should be all over Rodrigo and Eze both. Because imagine you go into next season with, regardless of whether you think Arteta is good or not. Some managers think Arteta is the best. Some Arsenal fans. Some Arsenal fans are realistic and know he's not the best, but he's a good manager. Of course, there are the negatives who think he's a shit manager, which is also not true. Imagine we go into next season with Eze and Rodrigo in our team. I can confidently say, in my opinion, that probably gives us the best squad. Now, you might disagree, but the point is, we have an argument. There is an argument.
Yeah,
to say
you have an
Rodrigo and
argument.
Eze.
Conversation, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and that in
Now
my
there is
opinion,
no conversation as things stand.
Now there's no
Yeah.
conversation. There's no one can come and say Arsenal have the best squad. Rodrigo and Eze changes that for me, and in my
Because
opinion,
Gakpo,
he
who a lot of
could.
people don't rate, I think we all rate him above like Martinelli and Trossard, objectively.
Yeah, 100%. And that's my point. Like that conversation then changes from Arsenal have the worst squad, Arsenal don't have the best manager to, yes, Arsenal don't have the best manager, but we potentially have the best squad. And in my opinion, the manager, I know Wolfie might say he's shit, but I don't think Arteta's shit. He's just not good enough, in my opinion.
He's a progressive. I call him a progressive manager. Like, do you know what I mean?
I'll be
needed a
honest with you, Ashraf,
transition.
look, and I'll say this because I know Wolfie as well has to go in 2 minutes, so I'm just going to wrap it up. Look, it would not shock me at all if United win this Sunday. And if you're not playing with confidence, that game week 3 game against Arsenal, against Liverpool at Anfield, if you do end up losing that as well, bro, there's a world where you end up with 3 points out of the first 9, and it's going to be a long international break for you. But
And then
to be fair, the
points out of
opposite could
12.
happen. You could win the first 3 games. You never know. Football is a crazy sport. I really can't wait for the Premier League to be
Can I
back.
just make
Go on.
one point on what
Go ahead.
Ashraf said? I get what you're saying about the squad thing, but those 2 players you just said, Eze and Rodrigo, as an example, I think you have an argument for the best starting 11 in the league. At least to have that conversation.
With
Because-
Eze and Rodrigo, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because I would drop Odegaard for Eze. I wouldn't even hesitate to do it. And then you put Rodrigo on the left, you got Declan Rice, you got Zubimendi, etc. I look at that team and I think one of the most important things in football is balance. I look at that team and I think that is a balanced team.
Balanced team.
And then you look at the individual qualities and I say, where's the weakness? Maybe left back. Maybe Lewis Skelly, he's still young, needs development and what have you. Maybe you need a stronger left back outside, but you can accommodate a couple of positions where you have maybes. That's the thing. You can't accommodate it in the middle of the park. The games are won and lost in midfield. The games are won and lost. Goals come from creativity. And that's what's missing. How you are not upgrading Odegaard to Eze, which is an easy deal to do, is beyond comprehension or beyond the capacity for me to understand.
And it's not even upgrading, it's just pushing competition, because I would argue the best version of Odegaard, in my opinion, is better than the best version of Eze, right? So worst case scenario, Eze comes in, Odegaard starts playing like how he played 2 seasons ago,
He's
that's
forced
also a
to,
win
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Yeah, that's also a win for me. I'm not one of these guys who's like, oh, don't get a player because this starter will get upset. Remember this thing that AFTV did a couple of years ago when Martinelli had that amazing season, and then this next summer because the Mbappe saga was going on, and I think Robbie said,
Yeah.
I asked a bunch of Arsenal fans, and they all agreed we wouldn't trade Martinelli for Mbappe
He
because that's
said
how
he
high we
wouldn't.
think
He
of
said
him.
he wouldn't. Yeah.
No, and he named others who said the same thing. He actually named others as well who
Stinker
said
and
the same
Hook.
thing. That's how deluded we are. You remember the video that was spreading around where the guy from goal.com shows Saka a video saying where he asked Arsenal fans, would you trade Saka for a Champions League right now? No, that's a star boy. It's a process. Shut up, you weird losers. What are you on about? Stop having this weird loyalty to employees and actually have the loyalty to your club, not to the damn employees. It's mental. But anyways, I wanted to ask you one last thing before we go. You guys keep saying this thing about, oh, this could happen, this could happen. Don't pussyfoot around it. What do you guys think actually? No, what do you guys think actually will happen?
I think you beat Man U.
Sunday, I think draw written over it. 1-1-2-2.
No,
Okay.
Arsenal win. Arsenal win. Because Manchester United, as much as they want to throw the fireworks up, we're back and all this, look at their midfield. You play Bruno in that
it is a
midfield
shit midfield, to be
with the
honest.
Casemiro, long day. Yeah, I don't care if they're signing Belay, but they're not going to get it done in time. He'd have to be registered by Friday.
He won't be registered before that.
If Amarin starts Bruno and Casemiro in that midfield, if Arsenal leave there with less than a 2-gap goal difference, that's been an embarrassment for Arsenal because that midfield is not strong enough, especially with the qualities Arsenal do have.
Okay, let me just grab these super chats before we end the stream. A lot of vim from rivals towards Isak. Is it fear? I do think that this is their genuine opinion, but fear definitely does come into it because it's everyone's worst nightmare. Isak to Liverpool, Habibi, it's over.
Wait, why is that everyone's worst nightmare?
Yeah, Wolfie doesn't care.
Maybe not yours because you're maybe not yours.
No. Are you favourites to win the league without Isak?
If City sign Rodrigo, there's a conversation.
Have they signed Rodrigo? As we sit here today,
have they signed Rodrigo? Have we signed Isak, Habibi? Why do you play this dumb game? Why?
I didn't say you signed Isak. I said,
I just answered. If City
Hassan,
sign Rodrigo,
No,
I'll give you an answer. If Liverpool sign Isak and City sign Rodrigo, we're the favorites.
But I never said you signed
Isak and City don't sign Rodrigo.
Has he gone quiet?
Yeah, you went, Hassam, your mic, something happened. Your voice
my mic,
disappeared.
something happened.
Okay, now you're back. Now you're back.
I just said, if Liverpool sign Isak and City sign Rodrigo, we're favorites. No problem.
Yeah, but that wasn't the question.
If Liverpool doesn't sign Isak but City sign Rodrigo, there's a conversation. That's it.
But that was
No. You're not gonna sit on the fence. Who would be favorites in that last context?
I would edge City without Isak.
Really?
But very slim margin, like 1%.
Guys, I can already see it this coming season. Hussam is going to start leading that propaganda of leopards in the tree. Arsenal fans, don't let him do it. Arsenal fans in the comments, put leopards in the tree. We did it yesterday. A lot of you guys did it. Spam leopards in the tree. Let's take away that crap so that this guy doesn't come saying, we are the underdogs.
You're a fraud.
Leopards in
There's
the
a
tree.
case where
All
any
Arsenal
player
fans put
buys
leopards
the
in the tree.
contract. يا حبيبي بدي اروح اصلي خلص. There's a case where any player buys the contract. This case may win, no transfer fees or agent fees. You're saying it may win. I don't think there's any world in which clubs stop getting transfer fees because that's literally what keeps clubs kicking. Like the same thing with Brighton. Brighton will always get transfer fees and that's what keeps their club alive. So I doubt that's going to happen, my brother. That's why I'm not stressed about next season. I know you're not stressed, but I promise you, all it's going to take is one bad result and you're done out here, to be honest with you, in terms of fan base meltdown. Anyway, guys, Forest Fan TV in the description. Ashraf Talks Football in the description. Go give them a subscribe. Just Joe Football Show in the description. Also, the stream's going to take you over to Footy Judge Mo. Is there talking about Eze, talking about Liverpool, Rodrigo, all sorts of information. Go over them there and tell him Hussam Raid. Love every single one of you guys. I'm going to be back at 11 p.m. UK tonight as well, talking transfers, talking that PSG Spurs game. And yalla. See you guys, Habibis. See you guys later.